So whenever I share things from my watercolor sketchbook, people always inevitably ask me, what do you use in your little travel sketchbook? What are the products and everything else that you're using to do all this stuff. So I do have, oops, that one's upside down, but I do have a in-person class that I do teach on sketching, and I am going to be teaching that at the Ink Pad in New York this summer in July. So if you want to take that, you can learn exactly what I do. But in the meantime, sometimes it's nice to have a vertical spread. But in the meantime, what I thought I would do, I think this is my most recent sketch right there. I just show you what I have in my travel bag. So obviously I have this little moleskin. This is a watercolor moleskin, and you can see based on my hand size, it's really great because you can hold it in your hand, super easy to use. And it has watercolor paper. I have scrap paper where I draw things, and this was clearly stolen from a Hilton hotel somewhere. Test pens, all that kind of stuff. I probably have some more of those. Oh yeah. Lots of fun scraps of paper. Oh, I often have napkins. And that's because when you're using watercolor, sometimes you need to dab up, and I never know where I'm going to be. So I often, like when I get a drink on an airplane, will take the napkin and just put it right into my bag instead of using it for the cup. More pads, just trying to figure things out. This is one of the best things I ever bought. It's heavy and it's a pain in the butt, but it's awesome. And this is the cord or the charger for it. You can see right there. So what is this magical thing? This, believe it or not, is actually an OT light. That's right. This whole thing lights up and it gives you a daylight lamp. So when you're working like on an airplane, it's perfect. And because it's like this, you can see it's freestanding. Let's see if I put this sideways if it's easier to see, but it's totally freestanding, and you just click the button on the top. Oh, this must need charging. Must be out of battery. But it just lights up. So when it's charged, you don't need the cord, but you can also use it with the cord. But it's super great, super easy. It's a little bit on the heavy side to carry, but I think it's worth it to be able to see. So this is the watercolor set that I'm currently traveling with. I do change it out from time to time. This is the Koi. I think this is the box of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so if my math's right, it's the box of 30. It has a mixing palette, which I clean from time to time. If you watched my most recent vlog, or maybe 2 vlogs ago, you saw me washing this off in a hotel room. It has a sponge, which I also do wash off sometimes and clean, but it's great for cleaning your brush. It comes with a water brush, which is in 2 parts. You can see that here. You just take the plug out, screw the cap on, so you don't need to carry anything else. And there's water, a reservoir of water in here. And then you can see, obviously, it has a nice mixture of colors. They have smaller ones, obviously, which are if you are looking for something lighter, or you can mix your own. But this is a great quality palette that I love to travel with. Also, if you're really doing plein air painting, it has this little hook thing on the bottom, which you use to basically secure the box in your hand so it doesn't go anywhere, which is pretty neat. Also in my pouch, more napkins. This one is a little more used than the other JetBlue napkin. So I have a bottle of water, and the reason for this, if I open this up again, is I find, especially when I have a limited amount of water because of the reservoir in here, A, I can refill my water brush from this bottle, but B, I like to activate my watercolors by just spraying across there, and that just gets everything a little bit more juicy. And you can also spray into here to create a pool of color or to reactivate something you've already mixed. So just a little bottle of water. And yes, you can get this on the plane. This is under the limit. I've never been stopped. I've never even had my bag searched with this in it. So not a problem. Then I have pens up the wazoo, if I may use the wazoo as a term. I have an eraser. That's important. What else is in here? Oh, look, more. This is actually just a tissue. I must have taken that from somewhere. But I think, yeah. So, by the way, this is just a bag that I made. Some painted fabric. Really cute. And it's nice to have a personal bag, but of course you could make or buy whatever you wanted. So, let's talk about some pens. So, I am currently, and it is very currently because my needs, desires do change over time. But, so I have an eraser because I have a mechanical pencil. So if I want to sketch in pencil, I can, and then I can erase anything if I feel like it. So that's that. I have a couple of different black pens. I have 2 of these deceased, they no longer exist, Scarlet Lime pens. I have a bunch of the Pitt Artist pens. I often carry Pigma Microns with me as well. Those are all great waterproof pens. I have a big fat Permapaque marker. I have my beloved, and I do have two because I love them that much. I have two of these great Sharpies. So the thing about my beloved white Sharpies, and I do love these, is that they explode on planes. Because it's a shaken push kind of marker, the problem is that when you push, you get like a flood of white ink. So that's another reason to have the tissues. But the other thing is I actually have a white pen. And this is the Sakura Jelly Roll. And it does a great job. You can see on a dark surface, really white and opaque, and doesn't require any pumping. The one issue with these white pens is you just have to, with any gel pen, you just have to go kind of slow. You can't like go fast. So there you go, but it's nice bright white. And then actually all of these are actually Moonlight pens from Sakura. And the thing that I like about them is they work great with watercolor, but they're also really opaque. So you can, I think I have some, this is actually dried acrylic paint, but you can go over, if the pen's working, yes it is, you can go over something and you can see that it's completely opaque right over that dark blue. So they're great for correcting issues or fixing problems. And then sometimes they have a rubber band around them to corral them. So there you go. That's what I have all in my bag. It's a big old junk pile of stuff, but you know, I always have these supplies in my bag so that whenever I feel like sketching, whenever I feel like I want to bring it with me, all I have to do is grab this bag, throw it into my backpack or my suitcase or my purse or whatever, you know, and I'm ready to go, and I don't have to like think too hard about it. It just kind of all lives in here. So there you go. That's how I do it. That is the watercolor sketchbook. Oh yeah.